La Neta Que Conecta at the Global Latin Factor presentation.
Hola, hola, hello, welcome. This is the first installment de La Neta Que Conecta, a presentation by the Global Latin Factor podcast. Today, I have some amazing guests. So, La Neta Que Conecta is going to be more chill, more relaxed, and as you can see the microphone, shout out to one of my guests. I'm going to tell you who it is. And we're going to talk about, a little bit of achievement, a little bit of hacks for all my Latinos, a little bit of things that can help you out, and how can we improve our community by having some conversations. Today, the only way to be on La Neta Que Conecta is to be one of my previous guests, and I have lots of them to pick from. And today, for the first installment, I have Corazon en la Casa and Lui the Great.
¿Cómo están?
If you did not see their episodes, I don't know what you're waiting for. Corazon is an amazing artist. Not only that, but activist, overall genuine, amazing person. Great smile, too. She just turned 25, by the way. She celebrated her birthday. And we got my boy, Lui, another amazing artist. Louis is like a modern-day Renaissance Mexicano. This man can paint. This man can create, create a whole club for you. Create, music. The only thing I don't think he dabs on DJ, but not so much graffiti. You name it, that man could probably do it. He could probably make your shoes for you. And then he's the one that created
the mic.
Candy pay the microphone, the only one in the house. I'm just saying he's becoming famous all over the clubs here in the Dallas. Gracias por venir aquí. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate
for having me.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, so let's go ahead and start with your experience on the podcast. How was it for you? And any feedback? Let's start con la dama, Corazon. How was it?
It was very, very inspiring. I remember I was really new to Texas.
Yeah.
I had just transferred out from LA, and as I was sharing earlier, it was a rainy night. It was cold, and just driving out, getting to know you, and learning about your podcast. It was fun. My first time on a podcast, so it was very, very interesting.
When she told me that she doesn't like to drive much, and then not only that, but it was like a freaking like a tsunami outside, and then you were able to manage to make it. Like, oh my God, thank you so much. I appreciate it. So, any feedback anybody giving? Like, oh my God, I didn't know that about you.
No, I loved the environment. Everything was very professional.
Awesome.
I don't have anything to say. Like
as far as like anybody that listened to your interview,
everyone was like, oh wow, I didn't know these things about you, and I had a lot of folks that actually listened to it.
That's cool.
I don't even know how many views it has.
It's quite a bit.
But
it's good.
But I guess people watched it.
Yeah. Do you feel?
I didn't think anyone was gonna see that.
I'm surprised.
Then I'm like, I don't know what I said. I hope I wasn't saying things that were not appropriate. It is what it is.
We kept it pretty PG. It wasn't looking like that. Anybody that give you any kind of feedback as far as like I know you said motivation or inspiring at the beginning. Is that because somebody had mentioned, or just for yourself being?
No, for me. I participated in a few events after that, and got some work done in the art studio, and it was just like como una bienvenida a Texas.
Texas, well, you're welcome. Yeah. Definitely, ya tiene las botas. Sí, the camera might not get it, but ya tiene, she got her boots.
Ya estoy bien tejana yo. Ya me transformé.
And she's wearing her Walter Mercado robe today.
Walter Mercado, sí, yo.
Mucho amor.
El kimono.
Pues de corazón, obviamente. Con mucho amor para todos.
Claro. And then we have my friend Louis, one of the few people that I call friends, because I know him for so many years.
Yeah.
We always keep in touch. Again, man's the Renaissance man. Pero this is your third time on the podcast.
Yeah.
And en español, en inglés, y luego aquí. So in general, para ti, la primera vez que estuviste en el podcast, because has hecho entrevistas, you've done interviews in radio.
Yeah, I have.
The podcast is it's a different atmosphere, ¿verdad?
It is not only that, but what I like about the podcast is that you do your homework. You do your research on every guest that you have on your podcast. You always do your research, not just on the field that they're on, what they're doing at the moment, but other things that they done before. Not a lot of people take their time of doing that. There's other people that have podcasts and they just have you just to have a couple of conversations. That's it.
Yeah.
But you focus more on the character, on the person, on the guest that's coming to you. You show other things that other people don't know. That's why when people see the interviews, they're like, oh, I didn't know you did this. I didn't know you did this other thing. Porque siempre, o sea, todo lo que hace, o sea, hace su tarea y pues te hace preguntas que ni tú mismo en veces te acordabas que hacías esas cosas y dices, pues, ¿qué pasó?
That's true.
Espérame.
You started asking me about my food.
Yeah.
Because Mexican, Puerto Rican, you're asking me about the different foods. And I'm like, oh, he knows about that.
Yeah, so that's what I like about it. It's like you do your homework on every guest that you have. It's not just to have them here. Just I guess, like I always say, for clicks and views,
just
and
for
stuff
the
like
views.
that. Yeah, so
that's like in general. That's my personality. As far as like, I don't like that. Hi, bye. How's the family? And I don't really care. Like if I ask you how you doing, I really want to know how you're doing. I don't want to ask you just porque, you know what I mean? Some people go out in the bar and they put that face like, hola, ¿cómo están? Like, oh, how's your family? And you don't even know if they got kids or anything. You just say that because it's like the thing to say in conversation wherever. And I don't like those conversations. I like more deep stuff.
Yeah.
Getting to know like somebody because I care to know them, not just because like, hey, hola, ¿cómo está la familia? I don't have no kids, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like things like that. Like, man, those shallow conversations no me gustan.
Yeah.
I can't stand them for me personally.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it helps me with the podcast también. Y para ti, any feedback? Because you got those. So anybody hit you up from Mexico or talk about the things you've done? Because you done some historical stuff too.
Yeah.
First ever to do the
first continuous air flare,
which is a breakdancing move.
Yeah.
You know a little about breakdancing because she had a breakdancing there también. So tell me, alguien que descubrió algo de tu entrevista, somebody discovered anything about what you're done that they didn't know about you?
A lot of the new followers pretty much from social media that follow me because I post a couple of clips. I post different things on my social media. It's not just what I do. Sometimes I wake up and I'm like, man, what if I post this? I wonder what's gonna cost. And
should I tell him that you be a major troll sometimes, bro?
I think everybody knows.
He's like, he posting it and then like later he's just doing the Mr. Burns fingers. So
yeah, it's just, I mean, it's social media is funny. I mean, that's why I always tell people my social media is just for entertainment purposes. That's pretty much it. I post what I do, what I work, my art, but I also like to have fun with it. I think everyone has enough problems in the world just as it is, so I don't like to just take it so serious. I like to just have fun with it. I mean,
yeah, there's like, man, shout out to the gente that be writing a whole novel.
Oh, man.
That's not for me to read. That's not literature for me to read. I can't. And if I ever see a post that is super large about me, it's probably GPT created. And I said a bunch of stuff because I don't like those long things.
Yeah.
I like to post like me or a picture.
I can't even read it fast. I have to pause it.
It's too much.
Then me frustra. I'm like, ay no, que pongan un video mejor.
Yeah.
So
Can you just read it out loud, please?
So I like to put like videos como tú pones un like carousels con little emoji. Yeah. You know, I don't like to be like, oh my gosh, it's too much. I ain't trying to read.
Yeah.
First of all, reading is not my strongest suit as far as like just reading in general.
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel about reading. I'm not that strong in reading. I like listening stuff. Pero man, just
is it
having
because
to
we're
read.
bilingual? Are you strong with reading?
No, but that's one thing that I've been hearing already for a long time. Reading is really not too much of a strong feel for a guy since they're little. A lot of females. No, a lot of females. That's why a lot of females since little they're pretty strong at reading and learning a little bit faster than guys because their reading comprehensions is a little bit better than us. I mean, you can pretty much look it up, and it's been
In the
studies on
formative
that.
years.
Not for me. Like, I think yours because the exception, because you like the artsy stuff. You like to put your hands on stuff. Not like, for me, I just like women, a lot of women. I mean, I'm generalizing, but women like those novelas because it's so structured by design and it's so like those.
No, I'm dyslexic. So by default, se me dificulta.
Igual. So, para ti aprender, what is your best way for you that you like to learn? By doing or by watching or by listening?
All three. Mainly by seeing.
You're a visuals person.
I'm a visual learner, but I also have to do it.
Yeah.
Pero you have like a bachelor's or master's?
I have a bachelor's degree. I mean, I went to college. I mean, I can
She
read.
said she don't like.
I can read.
No, but I'm saying just in
I think she
general.
read a lot.
Even with dyslexia, bro, some people are just time out at high school. They don't even go past that. Like, oh, I'm done.
So I created different learning tools for my own self since I was little, which I didn't know I was doing that. I just thought that's the way it was.
Really?
Then later on, I discovered through an eye exam that I was dyslexic, but I didn't know I was.
Interesting.
But in general, I'm not a fan of reading. I like audio books and things like that. And when I was in school, I did read a lot of Cliff Notes and like,
That's neat.
or I would find like if there was a certain topic, I would find like a movie or a documentary and watch it and kind of learn that way. But I was the type of student that would have to be in class.
Yeah.
If I didn't go to class, I was going to fail.
Because you wanted to listen.
Because I had to learn it by
look.
listening. Yeah.
Yeah. ¿Y tú? How do you learn best?
Visuals.
Visual también?
Visuals and hands-on.
So there's a video, social media video with a girl riding a horse. And it's a little suggestive, right? But it has a caption on it. And it says, if you're reading it correctly, most likely you're dyslexic. But when you pay attention to it, the words are all scrambled. But I read it correctly. And I was like, wait a minute. So am I dyslexic? Like, do I have a little bit dyslexia? Because I read it correctly. And when I went back and started looking, what do you mean? And all of a sudden, the words were all mixed. And they were in different positions. And I read it. And I'm like, wait a minute.
I noticed that whenever I write my music, some of the words, even when I erase them and try to switch them out and put them correctly, and I try to read them, I can't. I get stuck. I have to switch them back to the way that they were, and it's weird. I don't know if it's just
So
like
you're dyslexic too?
I guess so.
Ladies and gentlemen, todos.
But I started. That's when I started noticing that. When I started writing more, and then I will read it, and I'm like, this doesn't go like that, and I would just go from the paper that had all the scrambles and switch it up and write everything like clean and correct. Whenever I would try to read it, I would get stuck on the clean
That's interesting.
paper.
See, the thing is, like, school in general, the school system, education system in general, is just so weird because they always want us to do it one way, but like you got three individuals that like to learn like different ways.
Yeah,
the visual, you like to hear. I just
Well,
learn.
That's
I just
what
learn.
I think. So I've been told that from even I have a sister that's a teacher too. I was a teacher at some point, and that's how I used to teach in different modalities.
Yeah.
I would teach the same lesson 3 different ways or however many different ways. Because I understood some kids we had to read together.
Yeah.
And out loud. So the kids that could hear it. And then I would have them do independent reading because there are some kids that can only focus by reading it on their own.
Yeah.
And then you have to answer the questions, do a drawing, kind of more like an artsy lesson.
Yeah.
And then when I used to have them perform, it was in my social studies, I would have them perform the chapter, and they would learn it, but
Yeah, because
it's
again,
hard. You can't teach everything like that.
No.
It's
That's
just
true.
Every other lesson.
That's true, but one side does not fit all when it comes to education because everybody learns differently, and that's why I think a lot of the school system else kids, because I don't think everybody takes the time to do it like you do it. Which would be a great way to implement it so that everybody can get the way that they get to learn, but some of them don't. So okay, so since this podcast is a little bit different, I'm welcoming to talk about celebrities and all that stuff. And usually I don't. Pero
Los chismes.
Corazon.
Que soy fanática de quién.
By the way, Chisme Gossip releases a lot of endorphins, bonding endorphins, all kinds of stuff. You can look it up yourself.
¿De qué me quieres preguntar, Crispy?
Hay alguien que sacó una foto recientemente que es puertorriqueño, que está en sus tántarans, and that you're really liking it.
Pues quién no. Hasta a ti te encantó.
I don't know about that. Pero el chisme me llegó.
El conejito malo tiene a todas las mujeres malas.
Su corazoncito, a little bit of chisme on her. I saw a post of what she did. That's why I know. I'm like, oh, ¿qué pasó, corazón? So tell me about this conejito malo and what happened recently.
Oh, I've been a fan since he did that song with Becky G.
Yeah.
What is the song?
Mayores.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Since then, I was like, me llamó la atención. And I have kids that, my daughter's Gen Z, like, they started it, my niece and all of them. And
She started having kids very, very young. That's why she's only 25. She has a...
My daughter's older than me.
That's what you got.
My daughter's older than me.
It's a miracle.
She's 26. So, I don't know. I just got into him a lot. I've been to his concerts. I enjoy his music. I know it's very inappropriate, but I still like it. The sounds, I'm very much into reggaeton.
Yeah.
I love that stuff. And but his last album was very, very good. Like, it brought in a lot of different styles, genres, and just like his versatility and how he's so creative and how he's changed himself from day one to now, and his popularity, how he's gone places where we haven't as Hispanos, Latinos, and he came back and did a whole revamp of his music, and now look at him. He's in Tantarans.
He's in Tantarans doing a Calvin Klein.
Allá en Nueva York, allá, en sus chones.
Well, we talk
Y
about...
trae a todas las mujeres enfermas, like, hasta las viejitas.
Like, ¿qué está pasando? What's going on?
We don't know.
Anyways,
I don't think we know.
if you have not seen that image, go check out the image. Corazon highly suggested. But when we did talk about the global life factor, and as far as the podcast, that's what I'm talking about. Like, as far as the global reach and everywhere, a Latino.
Yeah, that's him right
Puerto
now.
Rican all over. It's just like you can't get away with it. Like, there might be some French people jamming to him, might be some people from Africa jamming to him, but like literally that.
And my generation, Shakira es otra que anda por todo el mundo rompiéndola con su música en contra de los hombres, facturando.
Facturando.
Like, you
Still
sing it,
doing
girl.
it. Yeah, still doing it.
One of the other things I want to talk about, something, because Louis has been in the music industry for some time here locally, is the thing that just recently released news about Yellow Beezy here in the Dallas local scene. Got arrested for conspiracy. I think the charge is like conspiracy for murder, capital murder.
For hire for murder.
Hire for murder. Yeah. If you don't know about the music scene in here in Dallas, there's a particular... there's a new wave of artists, by the way. Montana, 700, and a bunch of other ones that we don't even know about, right?
Shout out to New Dallas.
The New Dallas scene, which is great because they're more about unity, and pretty much the wave of that was Yellow Beezy's time is like pretty much gone.
Yeah.
So what happened was, let's put you on game real quick, Corazon.
A ver, cuéntame.
So there was two rappers that were coming up almost at the same time, Yellow Beezy, Mo 3, and at one time or another were friends. Something
They grew
happened
up together.
Something happened. Before you know it, now they're enemies, and there was hits against one another, like beat ups and all kinds of stuff. At the end of the day, it ended up with like people getting shot up.
There was attempts to
get shot up on both sides, right? Eventually, one of them got killed, which is Mo 3. Unfortunately, he died. Before that, Yellow Beezy is the other rapper, got shot up about 4 times. Shot up a bunch of times. We only got hit 4 times. So that led to the other gentleman only.
Oh my.
In the highway, freeway, whatever. And then after that, the other rapper, Mo3, they were kind of sort of hinting that he's the reason that he got shot up and things like that, right? And then Mo3 got chased down and got killed like in the highway. Like literally, there's videos about it.
Yeah, messed up.
So now one's gone and then the other one's still around. But there was hints of, because El Labeezy hangs out with another gentleman named Trap Freddy, and they're good friends, and he was hinting that they might have had something to do with it. And people were speculating, right? That.
Yeah.
So this is all speculation. This is all allegedly. This is all allegedly. This is all allegedly. Pero you had some particular thoughts about that earlier, about that particular beef and in general, right? Because I don't think nobody acted like we were brand new to this. I think we all knew that was the case, allegedly.
It's just that the way that everybody's acting right now, that they were so shocked that happened. I mean, it's been, if you followed it, you kind of knew what was going on. It was a messed up story. I mean, they were all friends and stuff like that, but at the end of it, social media helped a lot to fuel that beef.
Those blogs too, they never stopped reporting one another.
They never stopped reporting that. There's a couple of bloggers from here from Dallas that just kept on pushing that, like every day. Kept on pushing it. When they weren't dissing Mo3, they were dissing Yellow BC, and they kept on switching sides, just keep putting more fuel to the fire, and then eventually it led up to that. Yeah. And now the whole city's acting like surprised and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like
and the bottom line, like, Mo3 is one of them that died, but there was other people that died too.
Yeah,
it wasn't like a one thing.
It wasn't a one. It was a long thing going on.
And now there's more people in jail too. So it's just like overall sad for the music scene in Texas, because there were 2 of the biggest names as far as coming up. Yellow Beezy's like, I got a huge hit, and
but Mo3 he was like the most talented.
Yeah, he was super talented, singing everything. Yeah. But all of them did something to keep adding on to each other on social media, and like you said, he just kept adding it on, and now we got this situation, which is going to play it out in court, but it just seems like it's just that's what happened. That he was hired, one's gone, the other one got shut up. He's good now, but now he's going to be in jail. Yeah, he's going to have to face consequences. Man.
Unfortunately, it's not a new story.
Not for hip hop.
It's happened in hip hop. It's almost like
Tupac and Biggie.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Other ones too,
Dolph.
That's one of the most famous ones.
Nipsey.
This is like the equivalent, but here in Dallas.
That's from where I grew up, Nipsey.
Yeah.
I grew up in the neighborhood where he was shot up.
Hey, right there. That's your hood? Mm-hmm. That's cool. Yeah, but again.
Well, it's not cool, but it's.
Well, it's cool that you knew the neighborhood. It's not cool that he shut up. R.I.P. Nipsey, por favor. Don't be clipping this the wrong way. That she was in the neighborhood. It was pretty cool.
Well, I grew up in that neighborhood.
Hey, that's wild.
Growing up, those are the growing up, those were the people like Snoop and all of them. Yeah. Compton, they're my age.
Yeah. Did you ever run into any of them at all, or knew them at all? Whatsoever?
No. I was not in that scene.
You were activists during that time.
I was in college. Dancing to Snoop Doggy Dog. Haciendo todo eso. But I was more, I think you remember, I don't know if you remember, I was more of a grunge. I was in the grunge scene. Yeah. I like the grunge music more. Well, not more, but.
What is the grunge?
Like Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, was the other one?
She was
Stone Temple Pilots.
She was into experiences. Different kind of experiences.
Pues yo estaba metida en it. Me encantaba. They would call me grunge chick.
Yeah, that's cool.
I mean, but I was a Spanish rock. I loved that stuff.
Maná.
Enanitos Verdes.
Hombres G.
Hombres G. What was the other ones? Café Tacuba.
Yeah.
All those.
I think they just got, was it Maná that just got in the Hall
Hall
of
of
Fame.
Fame.
Inducted into Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Eso.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's
I think they
awesome.
just did- what was it like?
Felicidades, mana. We might
couple
cover
of
them in a
months
future episode.
Was it last month or a couple of weeks ago? Something like
Yeah,
that.
not
They
too-
deserve it. They're huge
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
like Mexicano rock and roll or rock en español. Like, man, they're the ish.
Yeah.
I mean, I
One of
was
the
into
biggest.
hip hop, but the music I mainly listened to was grunge
Yeah.
and Spanish rock and what's the other one? Alternative rock.
That's cool.
Is that
All right,
me?
moving on to the chisme.
A ver.
Right now,
Cuéntanos.
Corazon is struggling a little bit with something because she drives a particular type of vehicle that is being frowned upon in the streets right now.
My Schwartz the car.
One more time, what is it?
My Schwartz the car. I'm sorry.
So you're kind of nervous right now that you actually
Hell yeah, I want to give it back. Can I give it back?
and you even got I saw it in one of the night shows that
¿Quién
people
me
were
lo quiere robar? Desaparezca el teléfono.
hey, as much as all that stupid shit that he be doing, this is the way we feel about it. That's how we laugh about you, bro. It's just like, pero
Hey, I loved it when I first bought
when I
it.
first got it because he's stupid something different at that time.
Look, I've had it for what, 3.5 years? Guess how much money I've invested in it?
Man, I don't even
I
know.
bought an air filter and some tires.
How much that run?
Well, the tires están caras por mi gusto. Okay. Son de las...
As long as you got a lot of track on them. As long as you
The air filter, pues, ¿cuánto cuesta un air filter? Unos $20.
$20.
Yeah. That's it.
So that's it? Nothing else?
Nothing else.
So it's good.
No oil change, que se le descompuso la... Nada.
Nada.
I charge it at the house. I plug it in like my phone.
So overall, you enjoy the vehicle, but now it's giving you more.
It drives fast, like 0 to 60 in 2 seconds.
Without getting too much in trouble and not disclosing a lot. What? Let's say you was to drive really fast on it. How fast have you gone?
Pues 120. No, just kidding.
You know that it could go 150.
No, 120. Probably, yeah.
It was fast. So I watched.
Well, I have the performance one. Es el rápido.
Yeah.
Sí.
Nobody. People
Pero
want.
ya nadie lo quiere.
The people want to race you though when they see you out and about.
You know, I have never felt so disrespected.
Really?
This motherfucker. They be trying to run me off the fucking road.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
People be watching videos getting ideas.
I got stopped 5 times one time
Stopped.
by the popo.
Really? 5 times for real, bro.
For real.
Just because they thought you were going fast?
I
or
don't
just,
know why. I was only going 30 miles an hour.
You just look fast. Okay, so I was watching one of the night shows and they were talking about stickers and people were actually getting stickers.
I did it. It says vintage. What?
Vintage Telsa before
Before we
Tesla
thought he was fucking crazy.
Yeah, before we it was
Esa
like,
madre. Ay, no, qué vergüenza me da.
yeah.
So, you know, a lot of us blue dots.
Blue
A
dots.
lot of us blue dots.
Here in Texas.
Well, I was living in California, but you know, a lot of us blue dots that are environmentally friendly, we've got those because we don't want to drive a Prius.
Yeah.
Because they're a little bit nerdy. So we thought we were
Little bit
being
nerdy.
cool
Shout out
by driving a Tesla.
Shout out to Prius.
And now we're embarrassing.
Now look who looks kind of nerdy. Look how cool the Prius looks right by now, huh?
Hey, but Prius got a cool design now. Have you seen the new ones?
They got a new Prius out.
Yeah, they got a new design. It
I'm
looks
gonna take it
mean.
to
Trade
the
it in.
dealer.
But I don't know if they're gonna
They're
trade
not
it
gonna
in.
want
No,
it.
they're not gonna want. No, you get paid.
Hey,
They're
let them
losing
know you let them
stocks.
keep the sticker. Like,
Ese es mi castigo por vanidosa.
man.
Por vanidosa.
So, anyways, homies having it bad. In addition to being asked by
Allegedly.
Real bad.
Yeah.
Being asked to resign as a CEO and everything from one of the bigger shareholders.
Pay up.
In general, people are like, first of all, we know we're mad. Please do not go vandal. We're not condoning this kind of behavior. Don't go burning cars. Leave people alone. They spend their hard-earned money on it. They were doing at that time it felt like it was a good deed.
Yeah,
and they want to be
to the environment.
And they want to be too cool for school, and I get a Prius instead.
Well, I in LA, living in Tech Town, everyone has one.
Yeah, everyone has one.
Everyone like if you drive around, like they're either driving a Tesla or a Range Rover.
Let me ask you right now: does a burro look more appealing right now than a Tesla?
Que me lo cambia, pero...
Ay.
Aunque esté chiquito, no le hace.
That's funny. Pero lo cierto.
No te burles.
Luis no va a ríe. Oh, first of all, I hope que ya se cambien las cosas and they leave you with Tesla with the sticker.
¿Tú crees que me van? No, eso va para largo.
Va para 4 años mínimo. Sí.
Mejor ya.
Si no hacen algo.
Me voy a patín.
I tap out.
Just grab an Uber. Y que llegue un Uber y sea
Tesla. You try to turn it in. Oh my God. See, I Uber.
I know.
Uber Teslas.
All right, let's change the subject. Next
So
subject.
enough of laughing of Corazon. But I do
But
hope.
at least it wasn't the spaceship that busted.
Or the allegedly Cybertrucks that they're on their 4th, 5th recall.
Esos están despedazando en la calle.
Indestructible. Really? No, bro.
Let me check.
Shit.
Allegedly.
They're indestructible until they got a recall. Then they're not going anywhere. Anyways, allegedly. Moving on to the next one. Okay, what do you think? Let's get into because we still want to keep it Latino based, Latino centric as far as our conversations.
O hablando. Nos vamos a México a comprarnos uno de los de Claudia. De la presidenta.
¿Cómo se llama?
La presidenta salió cabrona.
¿Cómo se llama?
Ay, no sé, no me acuerdo del nombre.
No te acuerdas cómo se llama.
Ese.
Pero hay un carro there's an electric car that Mexico's working on because they have all the minerals to make batteries. Yeah. ¿Cómo se llama? Se me olvidó la palabra.
That's why they wanted.
Lithium.
That's why they wanted to go and put the Tesla factory over there.
They did put it over there.
No, they wanted to go put it and they didn't. La presidenta no los dejó.
So the lithium now belongs to the Mexican government. Lithium, I think I'm saying that right. Lithium, whatever the battery is made out of, and now they have everything because they have big mines of it. So they hold the state, the entire country owns it, and they're able to do what they please. And one of them is a car that I heard about. I can't remember the name. So if you know it, leave it in the comments. The electric car is going to be way more affordable than the Teslas.
Of course.
And then
Olinia.
¿Cómo se llama?
Olinia.
Yeah. Y es no le he visto muy bien todo. I haven't watched it.
I think it's like $10,000.
There you go.
Oh,
it's going to Mexico.
Buy myself 7 of those.
Dang.
Uno para cada día.
De todos los colores.
Hey, pues ve a cambiarlo por 7 and then you just rent them out for Ubers.
Nah, yeah, I'm gonna...
Que se desaparezca.
Lo voy a poner en mis taxes as a loss.
The appreciation.
You probably can.
I'm gonna try.
For suffering.
Even the IRS. Apparently the IRS right now will give you a break, man. I was like, hey, we got you.
All right, next
I wanted
topic.
to... Acuérdate que I wanted to change the subject. You wanted to bring it up. So we want to let it go.
She has flashbacks.
Next
PTSD. Lo siento mucho.
No, yo empecé a hablar del carro mexicano, no de esta. Okay.
It comes back to your vehicle. Okay. We still want to keep it about Latinos in general, the conversation, the topic, because we have a lot of things, areas for improvement. But before we get to that, what is something that you feel Latinos, Mexicanos, Puerto Ricans can only understand the other cultures couldn't understand? Vamos a empezar con Louis. What do you think those things are? Anything that comes to mind?
I saw a meme last time where it says, cuando un mexicano que dice que no pasa nada, significa es que ya valió madre.
So you all wouldn't understand that struggle if you're from another culture, probably.
I think whenever they say, no pasa nada.
Es que ya está pasando, o ya pasó.
You're Mexican. You already know ya valió mal.
Ain't that true, though? We can only relate to that. I don't know if we have to see the other culture. Sí, cierto. Ahora tú, Corazon.
Probably.
Anything that comes to mind?
The only thing that I can think of right now is cuando le pides permiso a tu mamá para salir.
Yeah.
You already know what you have to do before you ask permission, right?
Clean up the whole house, that behavior.
Yep.
Yeah, mamá, quiero ir a ver las movies. Ya limpié, ya barrí.
Ya limpié, ya barrí, ya acomodé.
Ya trapié. Hasta, mami, ¿quieres una soda? Te la traigo.
And then the other one, if you're feeling depressed, ponte a limpiar.
Ponte a limpiar.
Ponte a limpiar.
Okay, let's talk about that one though, because that one's serious. In the sense of like, we don't acknowledge mental health, mental wellness, and things like this. So esas cosas, even though we say it and it hits us good, we can improve better on those things.
Right.
Because así crecimos varios de nosotros, but that doesn't mean it was the right way to do it.
I think us as Latinos, we grew up with like tough love. With like so it's more of a suck it up. Like everybody has problems, just learn how to deal with it. Like just deal with it.
Yeah.
And how does our mom show us love?
Poniéndote a limpiar.
No.
Entonces.
Te hace de comer.
Oh yeah, love language.
Te hace de comer.
Well, again, love language.
Oh no.
It's a placebo. It's not real. So don't come at me.
But
just make it. But no, sí es cierto.
Is that not true?
Pero how does your dad show you love?
No, pues no sé, yo no creo.
Okay,
no crecí
my
con
apologies. Pero ¿cómo los papás en general show love? Ir a trabajar 8 horas en el trabajo.
Oh yeah, to work. Well, I guess I'm the father.
You're the father.
Right?
You're the papa. Eres el papi.
That's how I prove my love to my child. Yo trabajo.
No, pero
y trabajé y sigo trabajando.
Una vez estaba, no me acuerdo en qué, learning about, bettering myself, and they were talking about that. Like your dad went and loved you or your parent went and loved you for 8 hours. Now they want to just sit there in the TV and drink beer and just leave them alone. They already went and loved you for 8 hours. What else do you want from them? You know what I mean? Again, it's not the correct way, but a veces we don't empathize with them and thinking that that's the way that they show their love without even wanting to, I love you, or verbally saying it, or un abrazo, Yeah. You were going to say?
So el papá proves his love being the provider y la mamá haciendo de comer. And maintaining the house.
Yeah, that's true.
That's something that only Latinos would really resonate with.
Yeah, that's usually in the Latino culture, because here in the... Like, usually in the American culture is just mostly everything equal. They want the females, a lot of them, they like to play the male role of being independent also. And
when have you seen it and experienced it in real life? Have you actually seen it, interacted with a familia? See that you saw it?
It's just you see it in social media too a lot. It's like you were saying, like how does his dad show love when he goes to work for 8 hours and stuff like that? But that's usually what's just programmed on us since being little, because we saw that growing up. But it's not like that.
Not
really.
Like that.
A dad can show love too when he comes to the house, picks up the baby, spends time with them, make sure you teach them how to, like, what's right and wrong. There's different ways of doing things, not just one way. Teaching them, being there for them, like pretty much listening to them, because kids are the future now. Our age is pretty much already going now. These kids nowadays, they're learning a lot of things through social media.
Yeah.
Social media now, YouTube and all those stuff are pretty much being a lot of these kids' parents nowadays, if you think about it, because a lot of us go out to work. We don't really have time to really
True that.
watch the kids. Who's watching the kids? YouTube, social media, all of them. They're learning a lot of different things. Kids are growing a lot faster than we did. And
Oh yeah, they're a lot slicker.
yeah,
They're a lot. They have a lot more wit now than we used to. También tontillo, no nothing about the world. Y aquí ellos.
But it could be the opposite too.
Yeah.
I feel like there are some kids that are way too sheltered, and they're
Yeah.
not developing as
they're not developing
they're
socially.
not in their age
Yes.
range. Like socially, they're not.
Yeah,
there.
so socially they're
Like
not there like
if you take
like some of us
20-year-olds,
were. Yeah,
now they're not like they were.
That's
My-
true too.
they know more knowledge about like tech stuff and social media
Yeah.
stuff, but not socially, and I want to say more of a lifetime experience, pretty much, that I would say like real life experiences, because they're more into the social media
Yeah.
era.
And there's expectation on social media. They're not reality. Like
Right.
everybody puts their best face on social media and the best post and already made it. But a lot of the times there's like work 10 years, 20 years plus before you get to, they're just seeing the final product as far as they feel like that's just the way that it works. And it's not true. It's been a lot of work that's been done before you even get to those pretty pictures. And it's misleading sometimes.
Then the crazy part about it too, like a lot of these younger kids, they're having crazy amount of money at a younger age
Some of
because
them
of,
are
because of
very
social
successful.
media.
Yeah.
Because they're getting paid off of just building content, creating content, putting it out there. They're getting more money than their parents. So.
But there's one off of the ones that are successful compared to like a bunch of people there on social media. Compared to like, if it's not less than 1%, it's probably like 1% of the people that actually are successful in making money.
Yeah,
I get to put those beautiful pictures with them fancy cars and everything, because not everybody.
And then a lot of that stuff is make believe also
Yeah.
too, just to create content. But there is a lot of younger kids getting money. A lot of these new kids are just getting money to get the newest and coolest gadgets that they have. They don't really believe in owning property, owning cars, owning a house. They believe more in just getting the newer things,
Yeah.
like the latest phone. You look at a younger kids, they have the latest phone.
I don't even got the
that
latest
there
phone.
is. Yeah, all of them do.
Hasta que se quiebre.
The latest laptop, the latest technology. These younger kids, all of them, they got it because that's what they work for. They're working just to get that, and that's what they push on social media, and they put it out there.
Yeah, and then y'all gotta understand how powerful this algorithm is, man. You can change somebody's belief from 1 week to the other. You can be, let's say, red on the left to going to the right within a matter of weeks. If you so happen to be the click on one of the videos that you were curious about, before you know it, all you get is that fed, and before you know it, you used to love this person, now you hate this person. It used to be this way, now you love it. It used to love Teslas, now you don't.
Now I hate them. No, but I think that's also a little bit misleading, because in real life, I know kids that are in their mid to late 20s and they have their stuff together. They've gone to college, they've graduated, they've bought their house, they have their professional jobs, and they're doing great.
Yeah. Okay.
And so I see that side of, at least from my family, and that could also be misleading in terms of social media. Yes, there's attention being placed on content creators, the 1 in a million.
Yeah.
But in reality, what is really going on in our society, the children or the young adults that are growing up now, yes, there are some, like I was saying, that are a little bit not there. They're been sheltered.
Yeah.
They're like not really. But then you have those that are like us Gen Xers. Some of us build up some little militant kids, and they're out there doing things.
That's true. That's true, because even some younger kids are out there traveling the world.
Traveling the world. I see my nieces, they're out there in Japan.
Yeah.
Yo cuando iba a ir a Japón when I was in my 20s, yo estaba having a
yeah,
child.
and that's what I mean.
You know?
These kids, the younger kids, are getting money faster than usually a lot of us at a younger age. I mean, some of us we did, but
why do you think that is?
Social media helps a lot of that. They're learning a lot of things faster. Not only that, but they're using it. They're learning a lot of things faster, so they're growing faster. A lot. The people they're getting a lot of tools a lot faster
with your phone and artificial intelligence and everything, and you can figure out. And there's a lot of the kids are very slick. There's quite a bit of young folks that
there's a lot of artists that don't like AI, pictures and drawings. But I was one of them persons at the beginning too. But if you look at it, it's more as a tool.
It is a tool.
It's a tool. You can't complain about a tool because somebody else knows how to use it better than you. So if you're a true artist, you better learn how to adapt to it.
Yeah.
Like this morning, interesting that you say about that. I was having a conversation with my sister about a business, and we just put it in ChatGPT, and it gave us the whole plan.
Yep.
When before you'd have to go to college, take a business class,
and that's what
learn how to write a business plan,
with a couple of strokes of the key.
We put the prompt that we wanted, and salió en 5 minutos.
And that's what I mean. Like that's why it's.
And we're probably gonna build this business soon because it gave everything.
The whole plan, everything.
To Yas' point, both. There's a little bit of the algorithms difference, but somewhat close because you're right. Kids are have like technology like right here, easy prompts too, and then some of them are really good at executing to actually do it and be successful on social media. Which again, I think is still a small amount, but they are getting quite a bit of money fairly fast compared to because they've seen a lot of the things that we have seen that doesn't work for them, right? Like working for a company, being loyal to a company now anymore for whatever, where you end up not even giving a pension anymore. They've seen that. They've seen how much the banking industry has failed their kids. Right. They've seen how the government is acting right now to some of them, and they're just not liking it. You know, it might be 50-50, but at the end of the day, they still see those things, and we're like, So they've seen all these industries and all these banks and all these other things that are supposed to be good for them, letting them down. So
not
what are they
going
to do?
But kids have a fresh mind. Their mind haven't really been corrupted by all this stuff going on in the world. So they have a fresh mind. Just like an artist, you have a fresh mind. Yeah. You create new ideas.
They're not traumatized yet.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're going to create new ideas.
They're traumatized different. They got traumatized by the pandemic, by all this other stuff. They are.
So
they carry stuff. It's just different.
It's but they've been learning how to adapt to it too. But now like I'm saying, everything is on their phone.
At the tip of their fingers.
Yeah.
So you can tell them this thing, they can watch the news, but they're going to do this and do their own research.
Man, there's so many of them that
they have their own ideas now. It's just our way of adults to teach them how to do the right choices, because they're going to make the choice that they want. It's just going to be up to us on teaching them what's right and wrong. Okay.
Let's go back to the mental part. What do you think we could do better as a society, as Latinos, parents, to help with that conversation or getting help to, dealing with traumas, all that stuff? Corazon.
I think teaching ourselves and really legitimizing their concerns with mental health. Because if we're not educated about mental health, how are we going to help our kids?
Yeah. So we got to be open to
healing our own selves, going to therapy, accessing, finding the resources, resolving our own traumas.
Yeah.
So that we're able to show by example.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think as far as... I don't know, I don't think we ever talked about it as far as that part, mental health, anything like that. What are your thoughts on that part? And as far as a dad, how do you like to be able to help your kids be better than you were, the way that you grew up?
I was watching a show on that, George Lopez there's a show that he's got, a new show.
With his daughter?
With his daughter.
Yeah.
There was an actual episode on that we're talking about Latinos and mental health. Mm-hmm. And it's funny the way that he put it out there, because his daughter, she was telling her, oh, I'm got anxiety attacks. I'm getting this and I'm getting that. George, he's playing the older Mexican macho guy that we all grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, ¿cuál anxiety attack? Ni que nada. Eso es puro show y todo eso. That's really how a lot of us Mexicans grew up and believe about mental health. Sadly, but true, that's what it is.
I get that part.
So
how we better it?
To better that is gonna be a little bit harder, because the old school people don't believe on that. So it's gonna be up to the younger kids and some of our generation to pretty much help them, and that's what I mean by understanding them and listening to them.
Okay, so that's the things that you implement and you're like with your kids as far as that part.
You gotta
empathize
listen
with whatever they got going on. Not see if they having whatever feeling and be like, "I no tienes nada." So like, okay, tell me about it.
Yeah, it's nowadays any little thing, like it can be something. A kid is not just really gonna open up to you too much unless they have a lot of like trust in you.
And you have to build that from little.
But even as a parent too, they're not gonna tell you. It's easier for them to tell a stranger.
So you would recommend counseling for people, because up to a certain point, the kid might not open up to you, even as the parent. Even if you build that trust, they'll be happier.
You don't necessarily have to be just with counseling too. Counseling helps a lot because that's professional help. But sometimes the kid feels more comfortable with other people. That's gonna be up to the kid.
Well, I do have an example, because in my case with my family, what I went through as a child, as far as mental health and things like that, I did go through the piece where my mom pretty much swept under the rug. Example, when my father passed away, we were young. She never took us to counseling. It was not even addressed. Como que si no pasó nada.
Yeah.
Swept under the rug. You live on your life. Que depresión ni que nada. Like that.
And that's what I mean. Like
then it happened to myself with my daughter when her father passed away, and I took a whole different approach. Me as an educated woman, raising my daughter on my own, the first thing I did, especially after divorce, counseling. My daughter was 3. Ella que sabe de counseling, pero ahí vamos. You know, se muere su papá. Back to counseling, spiritual counseling, all kinds of counseling, group counseling de lo que sea, you know. Yeah. Fast forward in high school, I guess she was going through some not mental health problems, or some emotional problems, and to where she was not able to talk to me. And what was the first thing that she asked? Can I go to her doctor, her psychotherapist?
So you're starting to develop those habits to go see this particular person, that it's a safe space. I would explain
to her, look, we have doctors for our heart, for our health, que if you're sick, exactly. Pero mental health, también hay doctor por si te sientes mal. Y ella, she did listen. Like when she was a teenager and she was going through her teenager things, I was very, very happy that she said, Mom, I need to go see Dr. Pastrana. And y la llevé. It cost me freaking $100 a pop every time I would take her. And I'm like, pues, mija, ya se te quitó la depresión. Y yo pague. And I'm like, ay, pues todo sea por mi hija. So I feel like I kind of broke a little generational curse there, because it's like, I didn't say, ay, pues a la fregada, like, figure it out. Yeah. No. I taught her, and I taught her, hopefully in the future for her own kids, that if you need help,
there's ways
with
to deal
your
with
mental health, there is opportunity for you to seek it out. And it doesn't have to be a psychiatrist.
Yeah, no.
You could go to group therapy, or you could go to different things.
Yeah, just get that as being part of your life, that is as a tool.
Yeah.
It's something that is okay and welcoming, and beginning those habits of you be able to go see this particular person. Like she said, great example. Like hay doctores para el piel, corazón, y hay unos para la mente. So you can go see them. And I'm like,
and it could be a religious thing, like a la misa o con el padre o con el church.
Yeah, and that's what I mean about
group,
there's different
meditation.
ways, different people that they're going to open up to. Is that there's different ways for everybody, and they're going to find it.
But we have to teach it.
Yeah, we have to. That's what I mean. We have to teach them.
Well, we don't have to, but we get to teach them.
Yeah, we get to teach them to do that, because for me, like, I started seeing a counselor not that long ago, because I'm a combat veteran, Mexicano también, with my own traumas and everything, and just
La chancla.
knowing that la chancla, bro. One time it was el martillo, bro. One time el martillo, el gancho, whatever.
Lo que haya,
Much love to my pops. I love them so much now. But I'm just saying,
I love
those
my
things.
mom, but damn.
Pero with that,
Damn, she's a great mom. My mom's the best. Ay, me lo merecí.
Si me pasa es porque me lo merecí.
That's what I have, para que se me quite lo volado.
Para que aprenda.
but like my last episode that we released for Mirna is like the empathy part of the way that your parents grew up, to know that they didn't know any better. That like that's all they knew up to that point. They didn't get that education. They didn't have all the other resources that we have. So, and not to mention also empathy as far as how hard it was for them in life in general. And something I learned from my counselor that I was doing. Well, it was bad for me, but the other person had it worse. Like, no, acknowledge that whatever they had, that's fine. But what about you? Right. What are the things that you went through? You got to acknowledge the things that happened to you and be okay with, like, okay, it wasn't that good. It was whatever it was, and I need to go through it. So I've been seeing my counselor. Man, she's opened up my eyes to all kinds of stuff, as far as just in general, the way that people work, the way that maybe why I don't like to be told what to do because of something might have happened, whatever. It's like, wow, it's just blowing my mind. Some of the things that she's teaching me, and it's like, damn, like even though I know that I'm like here, like when I talk to her, I just feel like I give even more better for society, even more good for my people in general, friends and things like that. So anytime I get to talk to her, it's just such a fresh breath of air and knowledge that I get to learn. Not only work on things, but just in general, just understanding society as a whole is like crazy. It's crazy.
And
so
that's what we get to teach our children, like.
It almost sounds like a confession. Like when you
but it's a safe space, so that's the thing that...
It is a confession.
It's a mental confession, pretty much. Like, it helps you out. It relieves that stress, that weight that you have on your shoulders. It makes you feel better at the end of the day.
Yeah,
so
it does.
It's just like I tell people, I believe a lot on energy.
Mm-hmm.
And when your mind is cloudy, like that, with a lot of problems, it's just like your brain is just like a computer. You have all this thoughts, which are your windows, and you're thinking of this, so now you got all these windows open. What happens to a computer whenever it starts? It crashes. So when it crashes, it's just like having an anxiety attack, a panic attack. You start feeling super depressed, burned down and everything, because your mind,
you can get a virus.
Exactly. It's the same. It's the same
that's
thing.
A great analogy.
When it does that, your body starts getting sick. That's why you get sick when you start getting so stressed out, so many problems. You start getting sick. You get sick a lot faster. And plus the things that you put in your body with all this food now too is just crazy. You don't even help with that either. Mm-hmm. So adding all those things, it brings down your energy. Yeah. Your energy level, I just believe that everybody has evolved, like everybody just works with energy. There's good energy, bad energy. Yeah. When your energy is just not good, it's just, you're not going to be working right. You're going to be falling off all kinds of stuff. You're not attracting the right people to be around you. It's just, I just believe a lot on that. Once you start changing those things, that energy around you, you start like getting better energy, you're gonna start realizing you start attracting different people.
Yeah, environment is super important. And sometimes with some of the things we don't think about, but like literally, if your environment is not the best, like if you're in an environment all you're thinking is survival, there's no room to create.
For growth.
There's no room for growth. There's no room for none of that. You're just worrying about surviving, and you get to that day. You know, once you get out of there and get put into a better one, it's like opening a window. It's like, oh, all of a sudden now I get to see all these other things that I can do. But until you get out of that environment, it's super important, and surround yourself with people that are, you know, have different things, like have different dreams, and they want to do better things. You know, they say if you're, I don't know the number, but if you're surrounded by 5 people, you're probably going to be the 6th successful one, right? Yeah. If you're surrounded by those particular individuals, because they have different mentality, whether it be energy or just the mental, it's just going to put you in a different space.
Yeah, and that's just, I mean, that's just the way that I believe it now. Then, and it's, I mean, it is true. I believe it's true. I've experienced it. I believe it, and that's why I guess I'm always trying to be happy, always trying to laugh, trying to watch funny movies just to keep my mind off of negative stuff, because
I like to start my day.
Once you let that get in, it's just, it can mess up your whole day.
I like to start my day the best as possible, even if my commute to where I need to go, with some affirmations. Just to listen to something that is not the news, not the song, not anything else. Just like, even if they're running in the background, I feel like it's better for me to listen to, you know, how great I am, how this and that, how all that things, instead of like some hip hop music or some Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny.
You know what I mean? ¿Quién quiere Bad Bunny?
Yo lo pongo cuando me quiero sentir feliz.
Extra feliz.
Extra
okay, we're ready to. Ya se nos está acabando el tiempo. So thank you so much for this first installment de La Neta Que Conecta. I just wanted to be more chill and more open about things that we have going on as a community, as Latinos, Mexicanos, human beings, different perspective and different thoughts of different people with different experiences that can help with that. So I think I nailed it, and they did great. Final thoughts for any of y'all. Let's start with con la dama. Anything else you have in mind today?
Well, speaking of mental health and those type of things, as we both are artists and you're a great communicator and bringing people together, just be very mindful in the outlet that you have with your superpower and your God-given gifts, and connect with them and let it be your gateway to your well-being, because we all have our special talent, and a lot of times we get caught up in our daily life of our little rat race that we kind of neglect that, and to really like hone into that and continue to be your best self.
Awesome. Love it. ¿Y tú, Louis?
I think that's the same thing, kind of like what she said. Just keep working on the better version of yourself. Even though when you're losing, when you feel like nobody's watching, when you feel like the whole world's coming down, just keep working. Eventually, you will pass through those things, and don't let people just pretty much push you, tell you that you can't do things. Just because they can't do it, it doesn't mean you can't. They probably don't know a way to do it. If you believe in yourself, you're gonna do it. You can do what you want. Society can be pretty crazy at times, especially nowadays with social media. But you can do whatever you want. You can be whoever you want. Don't let people just pretty much push you down till you can't do anything. If you have any type of like problems mentally, find a way to release that. Even if it's through art. If you have to go get a tattoo to feel the pain, to make it go away, do that.
Or counseling.
Or counseling.
Yeah, I mean,
but the reason why I say that, because people deal with it different ways. Some people don't have the money just to go to counseling. That's pretty expensive, especially a couple of sessions during the week. that gets pretty high on that.
Okay, let's talk about those things, right? If just before we go, because you're right, you bring up a great point. It's easy for me because I get it for free because I'm a veteran, right? But other people that don't have the resources, I feel like the tattoo or something will be still temporary. If we start looking as far as is there any resources out there, I feel like we should be able to find some free resources.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some free resources.
So I'm not taking away the parts, because you're right.
Yeah.
People, again, as we talked about education, we're all different, but let's not stop the part that there is still some resources. Do what you got to do, but if you still have that lingering thing of it,
there's phone lines that you can call to. Like I'm saying, it's the reason why I say that is because I know people and they deal with it different ways. Some people go paint, some people go create more art.
And those creative outlets are super important.
And whenever you get, I feel like whenever you're an artist and you get on those type of feelings, that's when your art.
That's therapy too, though.
That's when your art comes out the best, because that's when you get to express your feelings on actual. If you're a true artist, you get to express your feelings.
Yeah, but in itself, that for artists is therapy. It's therapeutic to do those things.
It is.
So it's not cost of anything in addition of talk to somebody. But you're right. Some of those things are just therapeutic. I know some of y'all find it very relaxing to be able to get into your art.
And I think that's why there's a reason why there's a lot of great musicians too.
Yeah.
If you look at a lot of great musicians, they have a pretty messed up life. And what helped them through it was music.
It's their escape. They can be whoever they are.
Exactly. So that's what I mean. It's like there's
poetry,
different ways.
Writing, journaling.
Yeah.
Any kind of those outlets, I think are still a great supplemental therapeutic form that you can help yourself. I think.
But find somebody that can hear you and listen to you.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
always find somebody that can hear you and listen to you. Don't try to take the easy way out. Just find somebody, because somebody's gonna be there for you always. You just gotta find that right person to talk to, the person that's gonna be there for you, and that's pretty much it. But there's different ways to deal with it, but it's best to have somebody there.
Absolutely. And with that, we're gonna wrap it up. This was the very first La Neta Que Conecta. Acuérdense que el pueblo unido jamás será vencido. Together, connecting, we can definitely accelerate and expand our gente. Whenever they tell you think outside the box, you be like, what box? There is no box. Go above and beyond. Hasta la próxima. Paz.